once you've accepted the belief that the natural order of things in the universe is favorable to all, in a sense that it's about reaching stability in your life, the clues and the hints and the different things that the universe sends become clearer. Okay? The people that you meet, the places that you go, the dreams that you have, the clothes that you wear, the colors you enjoy. All of this has to do with the natural order that the universe has placed in order to get you stable. Okay? In order to get you working through the different aspects of your consciousness that needs to be developed. I often said to some folks when they tell me, oh, I can't stand so-and-so because they do this and that. And I always say to them, one of the reasons why that certain trait in that individual annoys you is because that trait lies dormant within yourself. Now, they don't like to hear that. A few times when I say that, the individual smiles. And of course, then they'll deny it. Oh, I'm not like that. And if I know the person well enough, I'll tell them, well, I remember when you did this, or I remember when you did that. And that's exactly, at the core, that's exactly what this other individual that you don't like is doing. So, with that being said, again, it is the universe bringing to you what you have to work out within yourself. Okay, they say like attracts like. They also say opposites attract. In a sense, I believe in the inner and the outer, meaning that in any relationship, one person is going to be the inner, meaning that they have traits within themselves that aren't normally out for everyone to see, but then the person that's closest to them is the opposite. That person, that trait is out, like hanging out there, as opposed to on the inside. So those couples that you see and you'll say, well, he's so loud, and what you don't know is that the person they're with is loud as well. It just takes a little bit more to get it out of them. But so that's what I mean by the inner and the outer. But our unconscious and the universe and the way it works is those we come in contact with in every aspect of our lives. Like I mentioned, the clothes that we wear, the colors that we like, the places we choose to live, the circles we choose to gather in, all that pertains to what's going on within ourselves. It's an extension of that. And ties in the earlier session when we talked about manifestations and that ability, that creative energy in which we create certain situations, and these situations are created in order to help us develop what is within ourselves that needs to be developed in order to gain that stability. Okay, with that being said, development of the psychic energy. There are different ways to develop a psychic energy. Okay, first and foremost is intent. If your intent is to develop it for the betterment of not just yourself but for those around you, then aid will come. It comes in different forms. Again, people that you'll meet, even in your dreams. For me, the majority of it was in my dreams. My intent was to develop these gifts in order to help people, in order to help myself as well. And I was being taught in my dreams by different entities, and I was able to, one, wake up remembering the dream, two, interpreting the dream quite easily, and third, then putting into practice what I was taught to help individuals with providing them clarity for situations that they were presently in. I also spent numerous years studying early civilizations, the ancient mysteries, different books that I found favor in, and individuals what come to mind are Joseph Campbell when it came to mythologies and the imagery there, the meanings and symbols. Carl Jung when it comes to dreams and the unconscious and the higher and lower selves. Rudolf Steiner with the mysticism in which he took it to a whole nother level. William Bramley with his book about the certain societies in our lives here, the history of money in a sense, and extraterrestrials and that impact that world. The Tibetan masters, just to name a few. And studying the major religions, also seeing at the core what their similarities were, and then also understanding their differences. I spent many years studying the Bible as well, ancient cultures. I was enamored with Egyptian culture for quite some time. Still am, in a sense. Native Americans. It's a beautiful culture. So quite the mix. So there was also a conscious effort on my part to understand psychic energy, and then again the willingness and eagerness to develop it. It's still going on. It's not something that just stops. Okay, I'm done. I got it all. I studied Reiki as well, and how to use energy for healing, allowing the universal healing energies to flow through you to aid in the healing of others and yourself. Okay, so when it comes to development, again, there should be a conscious effort, and also unconsciously when you're going to sleep, you can do it. You can say, I want the universe to continue my development as I sleep, and sure enough, aid will come, like I mentioned before. Okay, protection. Unfortunately, I guess unfortunately, like in quotes, in the other realm, much like in the world we live today, not everything is good in that sense. Whether it be to decisions or what they were created for, there are certain individuals in our world, in the higher realm, there's other entities, and the intent is not good. And for that very reason, you need protection. When you're traveling into the higher realm, when you're going to sleep, all those ventures, you always want to protect yourself. And there are different ways to do that. So, briefly, one, you have to look at your own